The sound of gunfire rang out overnight at Kabul's international airport as the final American military plane took off, leaving the Taliban in full control of the country. Rona, who asked CHCH not to share her last name, moved from Afghanistan to Canada over 40 years ago, but her 6 brothers and sisters still live in Kabul. She visited them at the beginning of June. She says life seemed normal there until August, as the Taliban started encircling the capital.
And my daughter called, "Mom, buy another ticket and come over." I changed my ticket, $900, $850. I buy another ticket. When I buy this ticket, the next day, all over Talib.
Her brother drove her to the airport, where she was stopped by the Taliban, despite showing her Canadian passport.
He say, "No, you're not going nowhere, or I shoot you." 2 bullets, believe it or not, I swear to God, 2 bullets is coming in front of my feet.
She says another member of the Taliban threatened to shoot her for not wearing a full face covering. Her daughter called again a few days later, telling Rona to go to a restaurant next to the airport the next morning. She says she had to jump into sewage water up to her shoulders to reach the other side.
Then American people, American soldier, I show my passport, I say I'm Canadian, and she pulled me out, I drop back. I don't take nothing. My backpack is gone.
She says another soldier pulled her from the water and into the airport, where she took a military plane to Kuwait. Hours later, she heard about a suicide bombing at the airport that killed at least 180 people. She waited in Kuwait for almost a week before a commercial plane from a Cambodian airline flew her and several hundred people to Toronto. She's been home for under a week.
2 years ago, I lost my husband. I'm by myself here. And say, "Mom, I lost my dad. I don't want to lose you. Just come home." I say, "Don't worry, one way or another, I'm getting home."
Thousands are still trapped in the Afghan capital, including Rona's brother, who fears for the safety of his 3 teen daughters. Rona is trying to help bring them to Canada, but the path forward isn't clear for Afghans who didn't work with the Canadian military.
My brother is not working with American or Canadian. Lots of people, they are not working with American and Canadian, or Germany, or Italian, or something. What's happened to them?
In an announcement this morning, the federal immigration minister said Canada has agreed to accept 5,000 Afghans already evacuated by the U.S. who are now in camps in countries like Kuwait and Qatar.